Hi everyone, I'm Joshua Orro of Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Welcome everybody. You know, with Father's Day around the corner, I have something very special in mind to blog. However, today's blog isn't technically a Father's Day film, so instead it's a film set in my dad's home country, Italy. Now, there are many different films that take place in that beautiful country, like The Italian Job, Pinocchio, Pompeii, even Cars 2 has one scene in Italy. Also, there's Pokemon Heroes that has an Italian-style city. But today's film is a really interesting movie that my dad introduced me to a long time ago when he rented it from our local Blockbuster store, and that I later bought my own copy from Amazon. Released on January 5th, 2006, the movie is The Thief Lord. So, let's get started. This film is a tale about two young boys, Prosper and Boniface. They flee to Venice after being orphaned and dumped in the care of their cruel aunt. Hiding in the canals and the alleyways of the city, the boys are befriended by a gang of young urchins and their enigmatic leader known as the Thief Lord. From their home base of an old cinema theater known as the Stella, the children steal from the rich to support themselves and soon capture the interest of a bumbling detective. However, a greater threat to the children is something from a forgotten past, a beautiful magical treasure with the power to spin time itself. So, what are my thoughts on this film after watching it, though? Well, I gotta say that this film is really beautiful. The story seems to sound like an Italian version of Oliver in a way. However, the only bit of trivia I can say about this film is that it's written by the same person who wrote the novel that it's based on, Cornelia Funke. Now, I haven't read the book, but one day if I do manage to find a copy of it at my local library, I might give it a read soon. Hopefully. Well, anyway, back to the film. Since most of the whole film takes place in Venice, the movie is flawless, and everything in it. Like the alleyways, the canals, the Stella, the Isla Segreta, and many more. Just one part of the movie which seems kind of familiar to me. I mean, there's a scene where the Merciful Sisters talk about a merry-go-round with mythology creatures that can make a person younger or older. However, that sounds like a merry-go-round from Something Wicked This Way Comes, in a way. The actors in this film do a great job in this, too. However, that's what I'm going to be talking about next. Let's start with our title character, Scipio, the Thief Lord, played by Rollo Weeks. Who you guys might know from the Little Vampire movie. Scipio is a rich boy who pretends to be orphaned and a great thief. He's almost like the Honorable Dodger for this movie. And I believe Scipio is the best character in the movie. I mean, he's supportive, he's fast, and he's smart. And he's also honest when he's not lying about being an orphan. Also, his mask shape kind of makes me think of a character from a language learning video I knew from my childhood a long time ago. Next up is our main characters. Prosper, played by Aaron Johnson. And Boniface, played by Jasper Harris. These boys are the newest members of Scipio's gang. I mean, like, Prosper is like a well-responsible brother to Boniface, and also knows how to negotiate when it involves selling things. Bo, on the other hand, is like the younger, and he's like little brother to Prosper, and it's always wants to go by his age as 6 1/4 throughout the film. However, other than Scipio, Bo is my favorite character in this film. He looks up to Prosper and knows how to cheer him up. Plus, throughout the film, Bo sees the 5 mythology creatures from the merry-go-round. Next on the list is Katerina Grimani, whom all her friends call Hornet, played by Alice Connor. She's the only female member of the gang, and also she does develop a crush on Prosper, and she does take good care of the other boys along with Bo. And she's also good at negotiating with Scipio throughout things. Next we have Mosca, played by Nathaniel Dyer. He's another one of Scipio's thieves, and he's the only African American in the group. He believes his father is still alive out there, and wants to get his own boat so he can go search the world to find him. Next up, we have Richo, played by George McKay, who before this film was one of Peter Pan's Lost Boys back in 2003. Anyway, Richo is one of Scipio's thieves who looks up to him, and he has the most aggressive attitude throughout the whole movie. Plus, his name is kind of a different way of saying hedgehog. While there are not many grown-up characters that interest me in this movie, there are a few on my list that seem to be a good cast as well. For example, Victor Getz is played by Jim Carter, who used to be an ogre in Ella Enchanted. Victor is a detective who goes out incognito, and he was hired by Prosper and Bo's aunt and uncle to find them. However, while doing some more investigating, he sides with the kids in order to help them out with their troubles. Plus, at the end, he does take in Bo and Prosper as well. Plus, I kind of like how he, helps fix the projector in the Stella. Now our last supporting adult character, Ida Spavento, is played by Caroline Goodall, who's been in films like Hook and The Princess Diaries 2. She's a photographer who is instrumental in the gang's adventure. She also takes pictures of kids on the streets, which is, her job. And she was given a wooden lion's wing from the Merciful Sisters while she was an orphan. She's also a friend of Victor Getz. Now, the last character I'm going to be talking about is one of the antagonists of this film. I mean, he's not a villain to the whole movie, but he is a ruthless businessman. Ernesto Barbarossa is played by Alexei Samuel, who you may know from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And like I said earlier, Barbarossa is a sly, greedy, and rude shopkeeper, who Scipio and his gang sells off the things they steal for money. However, one thing he does that was really, really nasty was cheat them with fake money, which when they were hired by the Conte and Contessa to steal the wing, and when they said it was $50,000, all they got was fake money, which was a really unfair deal. It's almost like as if someone was taking advantage of you. Now it's time to move on to my final words of this movie. Above all, The Thief Lord is a wonder and a remarkable film. The characters are remarkable except for a few adult characters, and the setting in Venice is really beautiful and interesting. Hopefully someday, if I'm successful enough, I might one day go to Venice to see what it's really like. I give this film a 100% rating. Well, that's it for today. And, Dad, if you're watching this blog right now, I want to wish you a happy Father's Day. As for the rest of my viewers, be sure to join me for my next blog, where I have my first co-blogger. Ciao, everyone. Mustang Power!